Check, check, check. Microphone check 1, 2. It's your boy Hollywood in the building. All right, live coming to you from Heaven Hollywood Studios. We'll be live on YouTube. We're live on the IE Network YouTube, live on Twitch, and also live on Twitter. All right, so y'all make sure y'all, if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. This is part 1 of 2. We're gonna have another live a little bit later on tonight. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, y'all. All right. We got to go over some things, man, because it's the culture is going crazy right now. The culture is going crazy right now, and everybody's talking about, what's up, Lorene? Everybody's talking about this whole Rihanna out at, I don't know where she was, Carnival. She was in Barbados with her man, A$AP Rocky. And it looks as though she is responding to Drizzy Drake. What's up, Diana? Where you been? It looks like she responded to Drizzy Drake. I don't know what she did that for. Meanwhile, Drake is giving away $500K. Only time I ever wanted to get dressed up in a dress and a wig. Pause. Drake was giving away money to the ladies. I should have had one of them makeup artists make me up. Working new promotion. Oh, congratulations to you, Diana. New promotion. That's what's up. Lorene, I should have gotten a wig, some high heel pumps, and a dress, and went there, and then Drake gave me $50,000, and then I would have pulled the wig and dress off. Oh man, I'd be like, can't take it back now, sir. Oh man, Roland Martin, Tasha K said, now again, it is Tasha K. But according to what you're saying, and other people that are saying that so-called saw this video of Roland Martin with all the talking he be doing in a thong with a wig on, got a thong on, and homegirl is playing in his you-know-what, place where it's supposed to be an exit, and girl is playing in his doodah. He's married too, but it's so-called supposed to be a escort that is a normal escort for him. And according to Tasha K, just talking about dudes wearing purses pisses me off. Yeah, but they be actually rocking it. To rock it for a style. I would be doing it for a scam, just to try to get money. After I got the $50,000, you would never see me with it again. These dudes be actually rocking purses, right? As the everyday life. That's like their everyday life. So Beyonce, her song Dunk, she released a new version with Jigga Man. What's up, Madison? That's what I'm saying. I don't know, Diana, like I said, I'm still holding out hope, because for all the talking I'm hearing and people are describing it, but where is it though? That's what I'm saying. Where is it? If it's a still, is it AI? You have to prove to me, because everybody said that they saw the Tory Lanez tape. That's everybody said. Oh yeah, there's a video and I saw it. Okay, where is it? Never came out. So even the little video of him with a wig on dancing as a person with a whip, but you can't see their face. So they want me just to believe that's Roland Martin? No, that's not the way it works. Not these days. And Tasha K has always been known for acting as though like she got real receipts and acting as though like she's telling the truth. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, she's not. 9 times out of 10, she's not. Whether Tasha K the one saying, oh yeah, Nicki Minaj told her that Ra Ali stole $30 million from her and Ra Ali is being investigated by the police. So what happened? What happened to that investigation? She also told us that some stylist was the one who stole her credit card. And they have reported the stylist to the police. That stylist never got taken in. What happened? Right? Said she had video footage of Cardi B shoving a bottle up her cooch area. She showed everybody that video, had everybody saying it was Cardi B. Come to find out it wasn't Cardi B. It was somebody else. So she's only been right. She was right about the Kevin Hart thing. All right. She was right about Kevin Hart. And she was right about Gina because Gina came into the interview with Diddy. But everything else she's not been right about. And she has not presented any proof. The guy with Will Smith, that she keep having there dissing Will Smith and Jada, he's never showed any proof. So for the most part, she never shows any proof. She just does a lot of talking and says, oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now. But when you are accusing somebody of something this huge, an allegation as big as this, you have to show some proof. She is charged with some very, very serious crimes. And then people say, oh yeah, she lied on Chingy. Okay, yeah, she did lie on Chingy. That don't mean that she did this. It's two different things. Just because somebody robbed, a candy store last week, that don't mean that the bank that got hit right up the block, that don't mean that it was the same person. All right? Maybe that person only robs small candy stores and they don't rob banks. So just because Cindy Starr lied on Chingy, which she did, and ruined his career, that does not, mean she automatically raped minors. All right? We have to find out if that is true. Cardi B's record is out. Ariana Grande just dropped and is saying that she's going to probably do about 292,000 first week. Right? So Ariana looks like she's going to do 292 the first week, and she's going to be a number one album. Now, 292 is a little bit low as far as Ariana goes, but her last couple of albums, if you notice, as soon as her looks started changing for the worse, she started losing popularity because a lot of people are looking at her as a weirdo. If you take a look at Ariana's, we'll get into Ariana Grande, and we're going to get into whether Ariana Grande is really sabotaging herself with the way her looks, with her looks. Because unfortunately, we don't like to admit it, but when your looks start fading, or when you come out and you looking fat, or you come out you looking too skinny, or you ain't looking like yourself, that starts to, people allow that to mess with the way they look at you. And if your looks is a big part of your marketing, she's looking like, she ain't even looking like Kat Valentine no more. She's not looking like the old Ariana Grande. She's not looking like the God is a woman Ariana Grande. She don't look like the Ariana Grande that was performing in front of the president in that little black dress. She don't look like that Ariana Grande anymore. And she's not even that old. What is Ariana Grande? 32, 33 years old? So we're gonna start off. Let's start off with Ariana Grande. All right. Let's start off with her. Okay. Now, her new album Pedal just dropped. In the promotion video, she stumbles out of a hotel room soaked with blood. Right? Hold on. So let's take a look here at what chart data posted. Okay. So I'm trying to find where they said, hold on a minute. Okay. Here it is right here. We're gonna stream. Make sure everybody gives this video a thumbs up. Make sure you send it to at least 2 people. Let them know Heaven Hollywood and the Heaven Hollywood Experience is live right now, and they're talking everything about the industry. All right. So, what's going on? What's going on, King Ray? All right. We're going to start this day off with Ariana Grande. We're also going to get into Karen Civil. Shout out to Karen Civil. That's my girl. She called up DJ Academics because he wanted to find out about this whole comment that when she liked the post that YG said that Drake was trying to set him up for murder. And Karen Civil, who's been a known fixture in the hip-hop community for years behind the scenes, ended up liking the post. So she ended up calling up to DJ Academics. So we're going to check in on and see what she's talking about with that. But so yes. Right. So it says here, Ariana Grande is aiming for a #1 debut on the Billboard 200 with 291K units, and that's first week. All right. It would mark her 7th #1 album. Now, I see some Bobs and jumped in and started saying Ariana flopped or something like that. Now, picking on Ariana Grande. I thought that y'all was, isn't Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj like close friends? Not close friends, but you know how, as far as the industry goes. So where did this, is there a beef now? Because I'm looking at people saying, ha, 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 she flopped. And these are Nicki fans, right? So right here, somebody said, Pink Friday 2, 328K. Well, it wasn't 328K. It was 228K. This Mad Snatcher fell off so bad. And that is a Onika account. This is the second one now. The second one now. Music has fallen off. Ariana Grande not even pulling 300K first week with physicals. Somebody said I thought it was going to be about 400K with the rollout. So what's going on with Ariana Grande? 291,000 for Ariana Grande. That's way below. What did Olivia Rodrigo do? What did Olivia Rodrigo just do on her album? First week. Now Ariana Grande is one of the big pop stars in the world. What did Olivia Rodrigo sell first week of her last album? So she released on June 12th of this year. Olivia Rodrigo sold 485,000 records. What's up, Ms. Fields? Olivia Rodrigo sold 485,000 records her first week on her second album. You talk about Ariana Grande here. Ariana Grande is a Hall of Fame singer at the end of the day. 292. Now, I believe that's 2 albums in a row. Now, her last album. What did her last album sell? What did Eternal Sunshine, right? 227. That's it? So the last album that Ariana came out with, she only sold 227K. This album, she's going to sell 292K, but she had an amazing rollout on this album. She had a rollout on this album that was crazy, right? Look at the things that she did. Look at this. This is Ariana Do on Pedal and a promotional video. Let's take a look.
Good for you, bitch.
So I don't know what exactly. Here, just want to let you know YT is not notifying me when you go live or post videos, so I had to unfollow and follow your page again. Thank you, Ms. Fields. I don't understand why either. I was thinking she would have sold like 500K. I thought it was going to be 400K at the least. But she doing all this. What in the trust me, Carrie, you can trust me is going on here? What in the Carrie White went to the prom is going on here? What in the John Travolta pouring pig blood on Carrie is going on here? Like, what is this symbolism she's doing? Like, then she just said once again, now she just put her album out and she already is leaving social media because of what people are saying about her looks. Right? Now, she hasn't been on Twitter in years, but now she said she's leaving all social media. And here she goes.
This is what's in my bag. Hey, Ariana Grande here, founder of Ariane Beauty, and this is what's in my bag. Check it out. Today I'm just thinking of doing a grocery run, and I just wanted to show you some of my essentials for my everyday bag. Of course, our Miss Mercury highlighter. This is a brand new one. It's gorgeous. Best highlight in the entire world. And my lip combo today, since I know you're all wondering, I did a layer of our glitter butter and velvet wine. Love. Sometimes I like to layer my lip products. A great combination is Blair Butter and Glossy Bomb. I always carry Fembot with me and Cosmo with me. Today I'm gonna go for a little Glossy Bomb. Delicious. So that's my look for the day. Hey, Ariana Grande here.
So Miss Trios, no, if I'm not mistaken, she left Scooter Braun as well. Everybody left Scooter Braun. I think Brandon Creed is her manager now. If you're not familiar with him, he's the one that screwed over Normani. So everybody always goes to these shaky managers that was doing something, you know, not so professional to a previous artist. Normani was managed under Brandon Creed, and Brandon Creed did her dirty. So I believe Normani left Brandon Creed, and now once Ariana left Scooter Braun, she runs to Brandon Creed. Everybody says she must be going through stuff. She's saying, "Oh, I'm healthy. When I was healthy, I wasn't healthy," or something like that. Now she's saying that she's more healthy than before. Well, sis, you sure don't look it. You know, I know she's saying, "Oh, she's healthy." She was saying when she was looking healthy, she wasn't happy and healthy inside. But you see, it's not even, and we're going to put a banner here, and it's going to say, I'm going to create this banner. Is Ariana Grande's looks hurting her sales? Now, people can say all they want. Hurting her sales. Now, people can say all they want about how, no, that doesn't matter, and this, that, and the third, right? But that's a lie. People want to act like, oh, no, we don't care how she looks. That's her business. But that is an absolute lie. People absolutely care. What's up, Marcel? People absolutely care what people look like. They absolutely care what people look like. For instance, you know, people don't want people to start looking like they're gaining weight, looking like they're getting older. Like they used to. So King Ray says, everything is evolving. And with the times changing throughout the years, I promise you, none of our top tier legends will be pulling super numbers like they used to. Well, okay. What about now? Olivia Rodrigo, I guess she's still new, so she did 485. That looks around what I would expect Ariana to do. So, are you saying, King Ray, that this will happen to Taylor Swift when Taylor Swift drops? Are you saying this will happen to Taylor Swift? You think that movie Wicked had something to do with her weight? Maybe movie executives said something to her. That's a good question, Ms. Fields, but she was actually, I think she did have to lose a certain amount of weight for Wicked, but I'm going to get into why it's just not the weight with Ariana Grande. But King Ray, you made a very interesting take. You said the top legends. So let's say we're talking about Beyonce, we're talking about Rihanna, we're talking about Ariana Grande. We've already seen Katy Perry fall off. Billie Eilish is up there. Adele. So the only one, Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo is still new, right? So King Ray, I want you to put your head on the slab today. And you tell me what Taylor Swift is going to do. What did Drake do last album of that one album? Can't count all three together. What did Drake sell of Iceman first week? So Drake did about 463,000, right? Compare that to his previous albums. So when you compare Drake's 463, that was like his what? That was big. So that was like his fourth or fifth biggest album. Right? Hold on. What's up, young Riaz? Where you been, brother? All right, so let's get a grip on what's going on here. All right. Views 1 million. Scorpion 732. Nothing was the same 658. Take Care 631. Certified Lover Boy 613. Iceman 463. So Iceman is fourth from last. Only Thank Me Later, For All the Dogs. Wait a minute. What about More Life? What about More Life? More Life with 505. So that means it's been under More Life. So King Ray is right on that train. Even Drake. Drake has dropped down to the fours. But what I want to know is this going to affect Taylor Swift as well? So let's take Taylor Swift. What did Taylor Swift sell first week, her last 4 albums? All right. So Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl. 4 million. 4 million? Wait a minute. Hold up. Am I seeing this right? $4 million? This got to be a mistake. This got to be a mistake. Hold on. Taylor Swift sold 4 million first week. And 3 million, 3.5 million of that was pure sales. Wow. So even if you take away the streams, she sold 3.5 million of pure sales. So, King Ray, what do you think Taylor Swift is going to sell on this next album? If you think it all affects people, right? What do you think Taylor Swift is going to sell on this next album? Do you think she'll still do 1 million? Life of a Show. This is her last 3. Life of a Showgirl, 4 million. The Tortured Poets Department, 2.6 million first week. 1.9 million pure sales. 1989, 1.6 million and 1.3 pure sales. Mind you, that is a redo. That is a redo. 1989 is a redo of an album that I believe came out in 2007 or 2013, something like that. When did Taylor Swift 1989 originally come out, and what were the first week numbers? So Taylor Swift, right? 1989 album came out in 2014, okay? 2014. In 2014, she sold 1.2 million. She released the same album 9 years later, and she sold 1.6 million. Wow. Yo, man. Yo. All these people that be talking about Taylor Swift and this one's better and that was better. And let me tell you, man, y'all don't even, y'all ain't on this girl's level. This girl's on a totally another level. What are y'all talking about? I can't believe I'd be letting some people feed me that garbage. What are y'all talking about? Oh, she ain't that talented. Oh, she's not that good. Oh, so-and-so's better than her. Nicki's better than her. Beyonce's better than her. Olivia Rodrigo's better than her. 4 million albums? In 2026? Come on, man. Come on, man. I thought it was like 2 something. 4 million? And she cares nothing about your streams. You can take those streams and shove it up your butt. She cares nothing about streams. 3.5 million pure sales. What happened? What happened? 3.5 million pure sales. What happened? Let me come on the camera. I'm tired of playing with y'all. $3.5 million pure sales. What happened? What happened? What happened? Tired of playing with y'all. Don't nobody talk to me about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is making a mockery. This is why they call her the industry. She's making a mockery out of them new rules. She don't give a damn about Billboard's new rules. She don't give a damn about Spotify's new rules. Taylor Swift got fans. She got real fans. She don't got them people online. She got real fans. She ain't got them old online stands that once they sign off, they don't even go play their favorite artists. They just come on Twitter all day and just talk shit about their art and post them. But when they sign off of Twitter, they don't even play their favorite artists or who they say is their favorite artist. It's just a narrative that they play online. When they get offline, they probably go stream Taylor Swift. But they want to make believe that Beyonce and Rihanna and Nicki Minaj and Drake Drake's better than Taylor Swift. Yeah, okay. Drake's a better streaming artist than Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift fans are making sure they go out there and legitimately support Taylor Swift. They go and make sure they put money in her pocket. That's why she can give away $700,000 and $750,000 to this person and to that person. Because her fans generally support her. And y'all gonna talk to me. I heard some person talk about some Olivia Rodrigo and what? Let me put some respect on this girl's name. Look at this. Y'all niggas y'all not gonna play in my face ever again. I apologize to Taylor Swift. I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know it was like that, Taylor. I apologize. I mean, I knew you were nice. But good Googa Mooga. I didn't know Taylor Swift had it like that. I didn't. Right, her fans know how to fan. Right? Not stand. Her fans know how to fan. They go out there and they put their money where their mouth is. This is ridiculous. So Taylor Swift understands that, yes, she got married or whatever. But I will tell you one thing. Taylor Swift, she ain't going to take too long. Watch what I tell you. Don't be shocked. If she's back in the studio before this year ends. Because she had, her last album was released was what? When did her last album release? Life with a Showgirl released in 2025. right? Don't be shocked if Taylor ain't back in the studio by the end of this year and releasing something the top of 2027, because she knows, she understands that you can't stay away too long. You can't stay away too long. And as you're getting older, you get mad. Especially, she better put an album out before she puts out a baby. All right? Matter of fact, that might be her next album. If she gets pregnant, then she's going to have even more to talk about. But once Taylor gets pregnant and then looks and stuff start to change, her numbers will change. And that, to me, is one of the biggest things that's happened to Ariana Grande. And I'll prove to you how. All right? I'll prove to you how. So, one thing about Taylor Swift, right? Okay? Now, so check this out, right? Taylor Swift through the years, okay? I just want to prove this. I just want to prove something just to people. That it's not just the times we're in. It's not just the times we're in, right? But I'm going to prove to you what's happened to Ariana Grande. This is Taylor Swift when? 2005, 2006, right? 2007, there she is again. 2008, okay. 2009, right? 2010. So right now, so far, right? She's pretty much through 5 years, her look pretty much hasn't changed, right? Now, 2010, 2011, 2012, okay? 2013, pretty much still the same look. Face hasn't really changed. Just getting older now. 13, 14, right? 2015, Taylor just looks like she's just maturing, right? Her clothes are getting a little bit skimpier as she gets older, right? '16, 18, this is 17, right? 18, 19. So this Taylor Swift just looks like a girl who just got older, right? And here's the thing. The one time that her fans started questioning Taylor, and the one album that her fans wasn't really, it's like, okay, this isn't really Taylor. Right? Hold on. All right. The one time that Taylor Swift started taking a little bit of a hit and was very polarizing was Reputation. And Reputation was the one time where she looked dark. Right? She looked dark. The fan base experienced minor cringe or hesitation when the heavy bass lead singles dropped. They were thrown off by Swift's experimenting with dark synth pop, dubstep, and rapping. However, once the full track list leads, fans quickly realized the record was mostly a vulnerable love story devised as a revenge album. Okay? So that was the only time that she really took somewhat of a hit, and she changed her look. She went all black fingernails, right? She had more of the evil, demonic look because she was going at Kanye and Kim, going at Katy Perry, going at her ex-boyfriends. So she had like the dark feeling on that. And that's the only time. And even that album sold over 1 million first week. All right? But that was the one album that I heard a lot of people. And then the next album after that, Love Play or whatever the hell it was called, I didn't really like that album. I thought that album was a flop, quality-wise. Now, it didn't flop numbers-wise, album after Reputation. But to me, that album was her most boring album. Love or whatever the heck it was called. Right? Love Game or Love Play, whatever the hell that album was called. That album, to me, was a bore. Right, but King Ray, even Eminem, his last album, he did what, 300, 400? He didn't do 5, 6, 7 like he used to doing. So even Eminem came back to life a little bit, right? Eminem, last 3 albums, first week numbers, all right? So Eminem, the death of Slim Shady, he only did 281K. Music to Be Murdered in 2020, he did 279. And Kamikaze was 2018, he did 434. So Eminem has come back to the pack. Like, he was less than Drake. His last 3 albums has not sold as much as Drake. Taylor Swift, she's not Eminem because Taylor Swift is still leading the pack. Even the new girls that come in, they come in and they go under Taylor Swift. Now, we have to remember, rap, of course, is much more of an age game than pop. When you're upper 30s and 40s and rap, they consider you an old head. Right? Because, like, you got to compare Eminem to, like, Wayne and these people and Kanye, and look what they've been doing, their last couple albums. Kanye ain't selling 600K no more. 500K. Kanye's not selling that anymore. Right? So those albums with those huge numbers, those rap albums ain't really happening no more. Like I said, Drake did 4 and change, but that's even down for a Drake album, right? 1 second. Let me check on my baseball bets. See what happened here. 10th inning, so this freaking dude did not even get a hit. So Alvarez don't even have a fucking hit. My tickets are going to be messed up. So my tickets are going to be messed up. Damn. So Alvarez will probably be up next inning. All my tickets are going to be jacked up because this dude, Jay Don's like 15 years, this Iceman is a decent comeback album. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Oh, man. Oh, Edmund got 1 hit. 1 hit. Damn. So he messed up my ticket, man. Messed up my baseball ticket, man. Caminero, I think, homered. Yep. He homered. He got a hit. Oh, well. So now we just took a look at Taylor Swift, right? Now let's do Ariana Grande. We did Taylor Swift through the years, right? Taylor Swift really still looks the same. Okay? Here's Ariana Grande. Right? 2009. Right? 2009. It's Ariana. And she is again. Now, Ariana looks like she's got a little bit of meat on her. Even a little chubby around the cheeks. Her legs has always kind of been chunky, her thighs, right? And she is again, 2009. Ariana's, for her size, has some pretty healthy legs, right? Here is 2010. Okay. Ariana got hips. 2011. Okay. $2012. So she's 2011. Still got her little girl look, right? 2012. '13. This is around the time she was in Victorious, right? 13. Now she breaks onto the scene. And this is when she turns in a ponytail. 13. 13. 14, right? 2014. This is where she's in full stardom mode. Right there is when she is at her peak. 2014, right? That is reaches maximum my everything energy. 2014. This is around the God is a Woman time. 2015. Where she is bigger than life, right? Bigger than life. 16. Right? Incredible look. 2016. 17. Ponytail in full effect, right? This is a long ponytail. One of the top 2 or 3 pop stars in the world. 2018, she won Woman of the Year. Okay? No tears left to cry. 19, Coachella. Okay? Everything's still cool. Right? '20. Now, when it gets to 20, even though it's still good, you can start to see a little bit of a decline starting to take place. Now, hold on. Now, this is now about 2 years after Mac Miller has passed, right? 2020. Okay. Now, she's past the Victorious mode. She's past Mac Miller. She's been a full-blown star, right? Thank You Next album, 2020. So that was Thank You Next, right? Now you start to see a little bit of decline. Here's 2021. This is where the weight change started to kick in. This is where the weight change you can see started to kick in, right? Around 2021. Okay? Here's 2022. No, still 21. And here is where you can really see, it even looks like her, like, remember, I believe she is got some Italian in her. I believe Ariana Grande. Let me see. What? What is her racial background? She is white American woman of Italian descent. So traced back to Italy, specifically half Sicilian and half Abruzzi. So she's white, but Italian descent, right? So Italians, a lot of them tend to have a darker skin of white. But it looks to me now that even her skin complexion is starting to change. Okay? To me, if it doesn't seem like way to y'all, let me know. Okay? Now, 23. She's taking a huge dip. 23, right? Now look. Look at 2023. Skin looks lighter. Lost much more weight. And you can tell she has been touching her face. Because her facial structure is turned. You can tell she's either been sucking fat out of her face or something. Right? Look at the difference. 24. Ever since around, remember she got rid of the ponytail. Ever since around the end of 2021, right? Here's 23. 24. Looks like a totally different girl. Looks like a totally different girl. And as her look started to change, look at this. Look at this. She looks like she's going through it. Look at this. She doesn't even look happy. She doesn't look happy. I'd be willing to bet, right? I'd be willing to bet that once Ariana Grande writes a book or does some sort of documentary or some interview, I believe she will reveal that she was in a depression and that she attempted to take her life. I don't know when this will happen. I don't know what year will happen. But I just have a feeling because of her leaving social media. She left Twitter years ago. And then she made that statement on social media about, you really should talk about it. And we should have learned from Chadwick Boseman, right? How everybody was making fun of Chadwick Boseman, and then he ended up being sick and died. I don't know if Ariana is sick, but the same thing is happening to her now. She even said, she was addicted to Botox. Right? She got a ton of lip fillers over the years and Botox. But she said she completely stopped these procedures in 2018. Right? I don't believe her. That's just me. I don't want to call her a liar, but just looking at the way she looks, I don't believe her. And I'm telling you, the way you look starts to affect your numbers. Lil' Kim, the more and more Lil' Kim got surgery, the more and more she start looking like Lil' Kim, the more her numbers started declining. That is just a fact. Anybody, they can lie all they want. But people, take a look at your looks. Michael Jackson. Who was more popular than Michael Jackson? Right? Who was more popular than Michael Jackson? And yes, those allegations did hurt him. But let's look something up. What did Michael Jackson sell of Bad, First Week, Dangerous, First Week, and the album after that, First Week? So Michael Jackson, right? Bad sold 2.25 million first week. Bad, right? That was 1991. No, that was 1987. 1987, right? $1991, which was really his first albums getting tracked by SoundScan. He did 326,000 first week. His History album did 391. Right? But his Invincible album, once his look had completely changed, he did 366,000. This is Michael Jackson. This is Michael Jackson. But Michael Jackson, over the years, once he got past Dangerous, which was 91, right? Hold on. Hold on. Once he got past Dangerous, which was 91, since 1991. Okay? I'm trying to get you 91. So is he still cool here? Right? Still cool here. But as the skin got lighter, he also started losing weight. Right? Look at him at Summer Jam with Jay-Z. He has got the cleft, and I understand about the vitiligo. But then the cleft, the wigs, because of the burning. The super high numbers are done at this time and now, but Drake still decided after dominating. Drake again, Drake numbers was great for a comeback album, especially with rap the way they are. That just goes to show that Drake has, he's an incredible selling artist. But look at Michael's looks. When his looks started changing, when he just started looking not even human anymore, people started losing interest. And I believe that's what's happening to Ariana Grande. I really do. I believe that's what's happening to Ariana Grande. And the fact that she admitted that she has had Botox, she was pretty much addicted to Botox, but she says she hasn't done it since 2018. I don't believe her. And again, who am I to say she's lying? But take a look. You could tell she changed her nose. This was her first nose. She changed it there. That's one. She changed it there. That's right here. Two. She changed it there. Three. She changed it there. Four. I think she's had at least 4 rhinoplasties. Look at her complexion. Right here, look how brown she is. Right? Now, Ariana Grande is from Florida. She should have a tan on top of her regular skin complexion. But right here is where you can tell the change started happening. I don't know why they're going to put ugly as Cynthia in there. But you can see the change. These last 6 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm telling you, they're going to get mad at me. Ariana Grande fans are probably, look how you look. I'm not a star. It don't matter how I look. It don't matter how I look. But I'll tell you one thing, I don't look too much different than what I did in 2010. Just look older. So people can say what they say. Like, she lives in New York now. Thank you, Lisa. What's up, Lisa Hawkins? People can say what they want about me, but I bet you one thing, I'll put up a picture in 2010 and a picture now, and the only thing you can say is, oh, he picked up a little weight and he got older. Ariana Grande, you can't even touch the same girl. You can't touch the same girl. And that affects your singing. It's a fact that Taylor Swift, it's no coincidence that Taylor Swift still basically looks the same that she's been looking. It's no coincidence. Right? No coincidence. So, I'm a fan. I noticed during the Oscar run how dramatically different she started looking extremely thin, where you can see her bones. Absolutely, Sherry. And welcome, Sherry Sugar. And granted, Sherry Sugar, and make sure you sub to the channel because I'm an Ariana Grande fan, right? And my daughter is a huge Ariana Grande fan. And let me tell you something. My daughter, even though she's not really allowed to go online too much, when she sees people talking about Ariana Grande, let me tell you something. Even now, she's still beautiful. Like my daughter will get upset. She loves Ariana Grande because my daughter became, even though she's only 12, she's a big Victorious fan. She's been watching Victorious since she was like 5 years old. So she loving Ariana Grande more so. I don't really let her listen to Ariana's music because Ariana's music is much more mature now. But she was in love with Ariana Grande ever since Victorious. That's her Cat Valentine. She don't give a damn what she's going through now or how she looks. You are not going to talk about Ariana Grande on my daughter's watch. She's not going for it. She's not going for it. And so she says, I don't care what nobody says, she's still beautiful. Right? So but she has looked different and the fact that Ariana was at the top of her game, right? She's at the top of her game around 2000, around God is a Woman. Around God is a Woman, she was like at the top of her game. And I'm like, right there is where she should have stayed. Right? Around that 2018, 2019 area. And the fact that she felt like she had to get Botox and surgery back then, she's still in her 20s. Like normally people wait until they get into their 30s or what have you. But there was something going on with her eternally that made her feel as though she had to get her. I don't know what relationship she was in, what dude, what dude made her feel like she had to change her look. I don't know. Usually when women do that, it's usually a stupid man behind it that makes them just act up, right? So I don't really know what it was. But let's see here. All right, but I believe that has a lot to do with her numbers. Been a fan since I'm 14. She is so tiny. It's so easy to see the difference. It may be the trauma she experienced or relationship issues, but I don't like seeing her like this. And I agree. Sherry Sugar. Um, but again, Ariana Grande, I don't know if she needed somebody to tell her this and they didn't, but she was a beautiful girl. She was a beautiful girl. She had everything going for her, and I don't know what in the relationships, and you thinking back at her relationships, I don't know whether it was around that time. She got out of a relationship with Pete Davidson, then she got into one with um, the Ricky Alvarez cat. I don't know how long ago that was. But then after Big Sean, who did she date? I don't really remember her dating anybody. Ariana Grande, hold on. After Davidson, right? Let me see something. Pete Davidson was 18. Then was this marriage. Right there. Dalton Gomez, right? Because 18, she was at her peak. She was at her peak, right? She dated Ricky Alvarez back in 2015. So Sherry Sugar, we're gonna do a little detective work. If let's just say if it was a man, I'm pointing the finger at this dude right here. I'm pointing the finger at this dude right here. Dalton Gomez. Because she was on class. She was at her peak with Pete Davidson when she was dating Pete Davidson. Now, I know a lot of ugliness was within that relationship because of Mac Miller. And a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, she cheated on Mac Miller with Pete Davidson and she rubbed Pete Davidson in Mac Miller's face. Then she went back and was just doing the, you know, from what I was told, she was just doing the, you know, the physical thing with Big Sean for a little bit until her and Janae, this is inside information that I happen to know was a fact. Her and Janae Aoki got into a huge argument over Big Sean. Huge argument. Right? Not gonna lie, why does it seem like Ariana can't stay alone like she's always in a relationship? Well, no. You gotta remember, she did take a break from when she broke up with Pete Davidson, right? When she broke up with Pete Davidson, I think she stayed single for like 2 years. Right? So she broke up with Pete Davidson in 2018. She stayed single until 2020. So she got into a relationship with this Dalton Gomez guy. Now, J-Lo can't stay single. Now, J-Lo, she can't stay single because she can't be alone. Right? J-Lo can't stay single. She don't like being single. But yeah, if we're gonna blame a person, and I hate to blame anybody, but if we're gonna blame a man, Sherry Sugar, I'm talking to Sherry Sugar because she is the big Ariana Grande fan. I don't know if there are any other big Ariana Grande fans here, I'm talking to you too. But if we're gonna blame a man, we better start looking into Dalton Gomez. And I'm going to start doing some research into Dalton Gomez. I want to see if any other females in the past had any complaints about abuse, verbal abuse. Something made her turn to what she is. Because there's no way she could convince me that, oh, she's never been healthier. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like your bones are showing, sis. What do you mean you've never been healthy? Your bones are showing. Like the bones in her face are showing. And then that, again, the movie had something to do with it because she had to look a certain way. But look at Cynthia. Cynthia never looked like that before. So the movie definitely had something to do with it. But that movie's over now. You know what I mean? That movie's over. But shout out to Ponytail. Like, she's still one of my favorite artists. And, you know, hopefully, whatever is Erica, she now left social media again because she's saying people are talking about the way she look and this, that, and the third. I'm telling you, man, these people better back up off of Ariana Grande, man. The only thing I had seen as far as Blind On is that he was conservative, she didn't look this small with Mac Miller or Pete or Bishop. Yep. Even after the breakup. Absolutely. That's what I'm telling you, Sherry. He was conservative. That's what I'm telling you. Maybe he was a Trump supporter. J-Lo relationship now, she's taking a break. Lisa Hopkins, I think J-Lo finally giving that coochie a break. Let me tell you something. I got an amazing J-Lo story. So before we get into Drake, right? I was at right, Elon Tyler setup. I was at the ESPN building, right? I was in the ESPN building. This, I believe, was my last week working for ESPN. J-Lo was coming to that building because she was going to, I think ESPN is right near, that building is right near Good Morning America, right? So she was probably walking through there. Maybe she had like some sort of appearance in that building. So I go outside, and people that have been following my live, they know this story. Let me bring her picture up so we can put her picture on the screen, right? People who know me know this story. So I get out there and I'm like, damn. People are walking by. I'm going out there just checking out the vibes or whatever. And then there's this smell, right? And I'm like, damn. It's a smell I've never smelled before. It smelled like champagne, right? Just picture, just try to imagine champagne. You know the way champagne smells, right? It has that light smell, right? Sweet champagne and strawberries, right? In a bottle, and you dip it in Tide. Okay? Just imagine that smell. Strawberries, champagne, dipped in Tide. You know what you wash your clothes with? It has that fresh spring smell, right? I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yo, somebody smells good, right? But I look around and I don't see anybody. Right? No lie. About 55 seconds later, I see two big dudes walking, and they're walking in front of somebody, and then in the middle, I can see this figure that looks like a female, right? As this little entourage is getting closer to me, I'm starting to smell that smell closer. And then as they're passing by me, in the middle is J-Lo. I said, that's you smelling like that? And she smiled and said, smelling like what? And kept walking. Let me tell you something about this woman. This woman, I done smelled a lot of people, pause. This woman has to have the best scent I've ever smelled on anybody. It was literally about 55 seconds before she even appeared. I was smelling her scent damn near a minute before I saw who it was. On God, dead homies. Dead homies. It was about a minute before anybody even appeared that I was already smelling her. I said, yo, this got to be the best smelling bitch God ever created. Strawberries, champagne, and Tide. I said, I don't know what the hell she had on. I don't know whether that's her new scent. If it wasn't her new scent, she should have made it her new scent. I ain't never smelled nothing like that in my life. And I thought my Egyptian must smell good. Whew. This woman here. I can see why men, other than her having a beautiful body, right? I can see why men are so attracted to J-Lo. It's her smell. It's her smell. Gotta be. Well, let me see if that middle toe, them girls with the long middle toe is toxic. Yeah, I'm telling you. I said, Lisa, if that's how you know I'm telling the truth, because I told the same story. For people who've been following me, y'all heard this story already. But I'm trying to see whether J-Lo got that middle toe. You know, girls, when the toe in the middle is their longest toe on their foot, they toxic. That's Drea. Drea got that. Toxic. Toxic. Okay. Let's go on to your boy Drake. So here's Drake. He hosted a dinner last night. Hold on. Yeah. You treat class juice like it's apple juice. You say smoke with me. Come on, man. Natural. You expect me, you fucking to buy you nice. Yeah, I can't do that because they're gonna ding me. Okay. But Drake last night threw a gathering, Strong Woman, Stronger Drinks, where he gave away over $1 million. He gifted multiple luxury cars to women in attendance, awarded $100,000 to several attendees, and every woman received a welcome package filled with cash. All right? So Drake out here, he out here changing lives, making women's dreams come true, catering to his fan base. Now, I'll tell you one thing. Drake is one of the few guys, right, who even the men Ariana during this time. Aaliyah. I have a music podcast coming up, King Ray, where I discuss just strictly music. And we're going to have that conversation about where Aaliyah would have been. Would she have been where J-Lo is? Possibly. It depends on whether Aaliyah would have been able to stay with the times, change with the times, right? Because I remember now, go through social media, like Brandy and all, they couldn't really survive social media. So by the time social media came around, people like Brandy, okay, perfect example. Brandy was bigger than Aaliyah, right? Brandy was bigger than Aaliyah. And once social media hit, Brandy kind of like disappeared. J-Lo, and even people like Mariah Carey, right? Those 90s artists, they really don't do well on social media. The only 90s artist, right, that has really been able to survive social media and be a part of it is J-Lo. J-Lo, and I don't think she gets enough credit, J-Lo evolved. And even through this time of social media where everything is under a microscope and everybody's critiquing you, J-Lo was able to survive it with all the hate. People like Mariah Carey, whatever, their went down. Their popularity went down. So let me look at this, right? So take a look at this. J-Lo has 240 million Instagram followers, right? 240 million Instagram followers. Without looking, you know how many Mariah Carey got? Don't nobody look. Just put it in the chat. J-Lo has 240 million Instagram followers. Without even looking, put in the chat how many you think Mariah Carey got. Without looking. Put it in the chat. Don't Google it. Thank you, Sherry. Sherry, you cooking. You cooking. I was talking about this. Sherry Sugar, you got to make sure you sub to this channel. I was just talking about this a couple of days ago. And you're absolutely right. Mariah seemed as though like, damn, let me go on here and go to Kai Cenat where he knew nothing about Mariah Carey. He knew nothing about her. And she went on there with them young dudes because she felt as though she's got to do it. Since y'all don't want to answer, Mariah Carey only has 15 million Instagram followers. I know some influencers that got more than that. You're talking about Mariah Carey, one of on the Mount Rushmore of female pop stars, right? Who a lot of people, some people consider her the princess of pop. And she's only got 15 million Instagram followers. I know there's some influencers and urban models that got just as many followers. I bet you Amber Rose got more followers. Oh, always quiet. Don't be quiet in here, Sherry Sugar. So I didn't want to leave off of Drake. Let's see what this person has to say here, right? Let's see here about Drake.
Oh, ladies man. Drake turned his annual ladies night event into a massive giveaway. He gifted more than $1 million in cash and prizes to the women in attendance. Drake hosted his third annual Strong Women, Stronger Drinks event in Toronto last night, where reports say 10 women received $50,000, while 6 women walked away with $100,000 each. The videos have been flooding social media. Another clip shows the luxury cars that were given away, including G-Wagons and BMWs. The annual event was invite only and honored Canadian women, including entrepreneurs, creators, and business owners. Drake actually revealed one of the women he gifted is one of his former cast members from the TV show Degrassi, in which she called him her TV boyfriend.
Me and Andrew used to be on Degrassi together. That is insane.
On top of cash and cars, guests reportedly received Birkin bags and other luxury gifts. Now, this is what you call a ladies' man. Drake turned his annual ladies' night event into a massive giveaway. He gifted more than $1 million in cash.
So shout out to Drizzy Drake, man. Like, that's what you call a ladies' man. And the thing is, he can do this for men, and they would be reacting the same way. He could do this for the men, and they would be acting just like them bitches. Probably even worse. Imagine he did that, academics and Aiden Ross and all these. These boys would be going crazy, boy. So, you're 100% right. It's about trying to evolve the time, stay consistent, stay active and relevant throughout the years, and that's not easy during social media. Absolutely, absolutely, King Ray. I mean, look at LeBron James, right? Look at what LeBron James has to go through. Look at what LeBron James has to go through. And the reason why I give LeBron James credit is that he has to be the most hated black superstar, billionaire superstar that I've seen in a long time. And through it all, and you're talking about they hate LeBron James for his antics, his online antics. His antics. His agents, his team, but the man never been in trouble. Don't hate on women. Don't have no issue with women. Ain't had no domestic violence case. Ain't had a bunch of baby mamas. Didn't marry, didn't get older and rich and then leave her ass for a white girl. Leave his wife for a white girl. Stayed with the same wife, got black kids. Put all his friends on and made them millionaires. Like everything that you would want your child to do if they got rich. Didn't forget where he came from. Opened up a school back in Akron. Gives back to Akron every year. Pay kids that graduate from the school that he pays for their college. And yet and still, so many people hate this guy. And it's mind-boggling. And it'd be mostly black people, too. It's mind-boggling. And the man don't even have a blemish as far as what he's done personally. And I think that is the problem. I think people want him to have a blemish. And the fact that he doesn't have a blemish personally, outside of, we're not talking about, changing teams or this, that, and other. That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about on a personal tip. Jordan had the gambling issues, right? Jordan had gambling issues and the rumor about him sacrificing his father. All those other celebrities either had a case brought against them, got arrested, did jail time, something. But LeBron don't. And it's like people resent him for not cheating on his wife. You know, they're trying to make it like, oh, LeBron cheated. That's what Drake said, or that's what Drake is trying to insinuate, but he still never came out and said it. Right? Have black people have their own, no matter what they do. Have their own or hate their own? You must mean hate their own. All right. Now, I'm gonna probably have to do Roland Martin when I come back later. All right? Because Rihanna, it looks like Rihanna was shading Drake. Okay? So I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it. Everybody's showing it. It's Rihanna in Barbados with A$AP Rocky. And this is the reason why baby number 4 is probably loading. But she taped this, and then the guy looked back like he was annoyed. And then she said, my ex in the studio. And she put that on her Instagram stories. My ex in the studio. So the only person she could be talking about is Drake. So now people are going to say, oh, you're out there with A$AP Rocky. You must not be happy because why are you thinking about Drake? Even though Drake's been talking about Rihanna for the last 5 years on record and stuff like and whatever else, online and on records, he's been shading Rihanna. Rihanna hasn't really responded. But now, since she put this, you're going to have Drake fans saying, oh, look, they said she still wants Drake. Why is she worried about Drake when she got A$AP Rocky? She's up there throwing it back on A$AP Rocky, but thinking about Drake. So that's why I wish Rihanna never even posted this. Just pay him dust. Keep paying him dust because this is going to make them think that, oh, you just like what did this guy Ray Daniels recently say? Oh, Rihanna settled for A$AP Rocky. She really wanted Drake, but she's settling for A$AP Rocky, which is not accurate because she dated Hassan after Drake. She dated Hassan before A$AP Rocky. So you can't say she's settling for A$AP Rocky, right? No, but I'm not saying she's wrong, right? I'm not saying she's wrong either, but what I'm saying is there's this narrative going around because of these Drake stans like Ray Daniels where he said Rihanna's problem is she always wanted Drake and Drake dumped her, so she settled for A$AP Rocky. She wanted the family and the marriage with Drake. But Drake didn't want to have a family with Rihanna. Instead, he ended up giving a porn star a baby instead of Rihanna. So she's bitter that he gave a porn star a baby, so she settled for A$AP Rocky. That's not true because Hassan came after Drake. All right? She went to A$AP Rocky after she broke up with Hassan. Right? Yeah, I know they was, Sherry. They were back and forth, and he even said we were always like friends, but even when she was with somebody, I wasn't single, and then when I was single, she was with somebody. So we were always just friends and there for each other. And I'm sure they were physical in the past, friends with benefits. But then when she broke up with Hassan and he was over there, they became friends again, and he got arrested over in Sweden. that's when he realized, like, oh, you know, we could probably be in a relationship because she came here to Sweden when I got locked up. And when his father passed away, Rihanna was there for him. And Rihanna showed up at his hotel, whatever, you know, when his father passed away. So they were always in each other's life. They never really took that plunge, right? So my thing is, and again, I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying I wish she didn't do it. I wish she continued just paying him dust. You know, if ASAP wants to say something during the interview or what have you, I would rather him just do that, right? But I wish she would just, like, let him talk, because he's only talking because he obviously knows. He even said in his old interview, I wanted that too. I wanted the happy ending with Rihanna. I wanted too, but you know, he couldn't control his hormones, so that's why she ended up leaving him. You know, people always want to say, "Oh, Drake dumped Rihanna." No, Drake didn't dump Rihanna. Drake didn't dump Rihanna. Rihanna dumped Drake. Now, Drake showed that he didn't really care because he was cheating on Rihanna. But Rihanna made the call and said, you know, we're done with. We're done. So this narrative going around that, oh, she wanted Drake, but she settled for A$AP Rocky because Drake didn't want a family with her. That's just not correct. It's just not accurate information. And that's what I don't like. I don't like, regardless of the information you're given, I want for the information to be accurate. You think Rihanna, Drake, A$AP will ever be closer? No. No, I do not. I think that's done with. You know, Rihanna don't appreciate him putting on the songs and some of that. I think that's over with. And remember, A$AP was trying to be Drake's friend. If you remember, Drake just went to Yams a few years ago and gifted A$AP Rocky some jewelry. But Drake was unaware at that time that him and Rihanna was an item. He thought they were just cool. But he found out that day that he went to Yams, he was going to try to get back with Rihanna. He found out that day that Rihanna was with A$AP Rocky. He didn't know. One thing Navy can't say anymore is that Drake around. Yeah, exactly, Isla. I get tired of that. I get tired of him saying that. I was Aubrey fan. Now I'm a fan of Rhea and Rocky. I get it. Right? A$AP Rocky won. He got 3 babies up in him. Probably getting ready to put a 4th up in him. Right? Can she? No, Chris? Nah, definitely not. I don't think she's talking about Chris. Because, hell, Chris dumped her over Carucci. So she definitely ain't talking about Chris. Because Chris could have had her back years ago. You know, she definitely talking about Drake. And Chris ain't talking, you know what I'm saying? Chris ain't talking about Rihanna. She looked preggo again? Oh, my God. You know what I mean? Chris isn't bitter. He's not going around talking about A$AP Rocky, and he wasn't, you know, he was doing that to Carucci. So she already know who Chris wanted. Rice cake over birthday cake. I told y'all that story. Rice cake. This nigga choose rice cake over birthday cake? She said he want rice cake? He's calling Carucci rice cakes. Lisa, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like Jason Lee, so I just can't. I can't. I don't understand how someone like Rihanna, a huge star, like Rihanna is friends with Jason Lee, and and Beyonce, who Rihanna is just as big as, was trying to haul ass and get away from Jason Lee. I just can't see how him and Rihanna are close. How he knows private information and how she showing him the baby picture. I just don't get it. I don't see the correlation. Jason Lee is messy, and he looks like if Rihanna don't do what he likes or says or whatever, he looks like the type that would tell her business. So I don't get the friendship, but whatever. Right? Jason Lee and Cardi B, I can see. Cardi B is messy. Cardi B is not as big a star as Rihanna. So I can see Cardi B is messy or whatever, just like how she was cool with Armand Wiggins. But Rihanna is an international superstar. And people on her level usually don't deal with Jason Lee. Right? That's like people on the superstars level dealing with Perez Hilton, which they don't. What? Yeah, we're getting ready to leave. We should do this when we come back, man. We're getting ready to leave. Why are you making dishes? Did you brush your teeth? Yeah. So I'm gonna watch it, Lisa. Just because you said watch it, I'm gonna watch it. But I don't get it. That's what I'm saying, Isla. That's like Perez Hilton. You don't see any real celebrities messing with people like Perez Hilton. And he is like the black version or the urban version of Perez Hilton. So you don't see any celebrities taking him seriously. Yeah, I remember Sherry like Cardi B. I don't see how she's friends with him either, but I would trust Cardi B to be cool with him more than a Rihanna. And Jason Lee, I think is close to Madonna, but Madonna is older and she's trying to stay relevant in the trend. But if this was 1990, Madonna definitely would not be cool with no Jason Lee. If this was 1987, 88, or 1990 or 1995, and social media was around, Jason Lee would not be able to come within 100 feet of Madonna. The only reason why Madonna keeps a relationship with him now is because he's out there, he's on social media, and Madonna needs to have some sort of algorithm with the younger crowd because she's still out there making music. Right? But I'm going to come back later on. Yeah, when we come back on my streams later at 8, I'm going to do Perez Hilton, and we're going to talk about Roland Martin. So I'm going to change this title. I'm going to change this title because we're not going to get to Roland Martin on this one. All right? We're going to take Roland's ass up out of here. Because we're not going to get to him. All right. So whatever we didn't get to in this stream, we're going to make sure we get to tonight at 8. All right. Okay. Anyway, let me get up out of here. Right? Let's go. Like, what is this thing talking about, man? I'm trying to end the stream, man. Seems I can't change the start time. I'm not trying to change the start time, fool. Please edit the start time. All right, anyway. So we'll be back later and we'll handle the rest of the stuff that we need to handle, all right? Knew Rocky before. Jason knew Rocky first before Reed. I get it, Lisa, but Rihanna be hanging out with him too. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'll never get it. Like, Jason Lee is a snake. Snake and Lee. He's a snake. And Rihanna gonna find that out. You watch. Because they will eventually fall out. He's a snake. Anybody as messy as him can't be trusted. All right, so we'll come back on the other side around 8:30. We'll start it back up, and then we'll handle the Roland Martin stuff. All right? I'll check out that interview too, Lisa. If y'all want to support your boy, because you know that YouTube is no longer monetizing my channel, please send a Cash App. I don't care what everybody in here right now send $1. I asked y'all for $5. Y'all couldn't give me $5. Okay, I'll be reasonable. $3. Everybody right now in the live, the Cash App is $Heaven Hollywood. $3. Y'all got $3. I mean, come on. YouTube demonetized me for whatever reason. They won't tell me why. But I'm looking to my supporters. $3, $1 to $3. If you only got $1, send the damn dollar at $Heaven Hollywood. All right. Hope y'all have 188 people in here. Everybody send $1 if you can't send $3. All right, we're gonna be back at 8. $Heaven Hollywood. I love y'all, and we're gonna be back tonight, and we're gonna take care of the Roland Martin situation, and we're going to finish up and see if Drake says anything. And we're also going to get to, what was the other thing we were talking about? Beyonce, Jay-Z, you know, because we got in here and we started getting into the conversation about Rihanna. All right, so we'll be back, y'all. We'll be back. Peace.